Liv Morgan's recent injury has been officially confirmed as 100% legitimate, firmly putting an end to all rumors and speculation circulating online that suggested the situation might have been fabricated for storyline purposes or used as a convenient excuse to write her off WWE programming for personal endeavors or outside projects. There have been talk among fans and some within the wrestling community that the injury might be part of a scripted angle designed to temporarily remove Liv from television, perhaps to allow her to pursue acting roles, take time off, or work on other commitments beyond the ring. However, those rumors have now been dismissed as completely false. According to detailed reports from PW Insider, the incident was very real, very unexpected, and most importantly, not planned or orchestrated in any way. The moment Liv Morgan was taken backstage following the match in which the injury occurred, she was immediately assessed by WWE's ringside medical personnel. The company's medical team responded with urgency and professionalism, making sure that Liv received a thorough and immediate evaluation to understand the nature of the injury. Based on the initial assessment, it has been determined that Liv suffered a dislocation, reportedly in the shoulder area, which is considered a serious and painful injury for any athlete, especially a professional wrestler who relies heavily on physical conditioning and upper body mobility. At this point in time, WWE is still waiting for a full and detailed medical diagnosis from specialists to determine the precise severity of the dislocation and to outline a clear recovery plan. While early signs point to a moderate to serious injury, the final verdict will come only after further imaging and evaluations, including possible MRIs or X-rays. Depending on the extent of the damage to the joint and surrounding ligaments or tendons, Liv Morgan could be facing a recovery period that may last up to 16 weeks. However, it's important to note that this timeline is not set in stone and could vary depending on multiple factors, including the effectiveness of her treatment, her response to physical therapy, and how quickly her body heals. A 16-week recovery timeframe is considered standard for more significant dislocations, particularly if there is soft tissue damage or if the injury requires surgical intervention. In less severe cases, she may be able to return sooner, but again, that decision will be made based on continuous medical updates and with her long-term health as the top priority. WWE's medical staff and creative team will not rush her return to the ring, as re-injuring a dislocated joint too early could lead to more permanent damage and an even longer time away from competition. What makes this situation even more unfortunate is that the injury has been described as a complete freak accident, an unpredictable and rare occurrence that happened during a routine in-ring moment. There was no reckless move, no botch, no miscommunication between wrestlers. Sometimes, in the fast-paced and high-impact world of professional wrestling, accidents happen despite all precautions. For this reason, there is no blame being placed on any individual involved in the match. There is no backstage heat, frustration, or disciplinary response from WWE management or producers, as everyone acknowledges that this was simply an unfortunate moment that could have happened to anyone at any time. Backstage, Liv Morgan has received an outpouring of support from fellow WWE superstars, staff members, and executives, all of whom understand the emotional and physical toll an injury like this can have on a performer. Liv, who has worked hard to establish herself as a prominent figure in the women's division, had been building strong momentum before this injury setback. Her charisma, resilience, and growing fanbase have made her one of the standout talents on the roster, and her presence will certainly be missed both in the ring and on weekly WWE programming. In the meantime, fans across the WWE universe have been flooding social media with positive messages, well wishes, and words of encouragement, hoping for her speedy and full recovery. Many are sharing their favorite Liv Morgan moments, expressing how much her energy and dedication have meant to them as viewers. WWE has not yet released an official timetable for her return, but more updates are expected once a final medical report has been submitted. For now, Liv Morgan's focus will be on healing, rehabilitation, and staying mentally strong as she works her way back to the squared circle. While setbacks like these are always difficult, Liv has proven time and time again that she is resilient, determined, and capable of overcoming adversity. Whether it takes a few weeks or several months, Fans and colleagues alike are confident that when she returns, she'll do so stronger than ever, ready to reclaim her place in WWE and continue pursuing championship gold. Liv Morgan's recent injury has been officially confirmed as completely legitimate, putting an end to the widespread speculation among fans and online communities suggesting that it might have been a fabricated storyline or a scripted move to temporarily write her off WWE television for outside commitments, such as filming a project or taking time away for personal reasons. These rumors are unfounded, and there is no truth to the idea that the injury was part of a creative plan. According to detailed reports from PW Insider, Liv Morgan was promptly attended to by WWE's ringside medical team the moment she was brought backstage following the incident that occurred during her match. The response was immediate and thorough, highlighting the seriousness with which WWE treats the health and safety of its performers. Following the initial medical evaluation, WWE's medical staff began conducting further examinations to determine the full scope and severity of the injury, which has been identified as a shoulder dislocation. At this point, WWE is still awaiting the results of a complete diagnostic assessment, which will provide a clearer picture of the injury's extent and help guide decisions regarding her recovery plan. It's important to understand that while shoulder dislocations can range in seriousness, the early signs point to this being more than a minor issue. Depending on how severe the dislocation is, Liv could be sidelined for a considerable amount of time. In the case of a more complex or serious dislocation, recovery and rehabilitation could take up to 16 weeks or even longer before she is medically cleared to return to in-ring action. However, the projected timeline remains fluid and entirely dependent on the results of her ongoing medical evaluations. Every injury is unique, and the healing process can vary from person to person based on factors such as the type of dislocation, the amount of tissue damage, the body's natural response to treatment, and the intensity of the rehabilitation program. While WWE's medical professionals are hopeful for a smooth recovery, they are taking a cautious and calculated approach to ensure Liv returns only when she is 100% ready and at no risk of aggravating the injury. The nature of the incident that led to the injury is being classified as a freak accident, something that was entirely unforeseen and unfortunate. It occurred during a routine part of in-ring action and was not the result of any carelessness, unsafe working environment, or miscommunication. Because of this, there is no backstage heat or blame being directed at any of the K.